Oh, they did it. Miyamoto, they did it. The vision is here. You can finally play Fortnite on the Switch 2 at 60 frames per second. It just took another generation. Just look. So Fortnite just released with the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 5th, and it has been such a wonderful experience to be playing this game with better performance, better fidelity, and it's just overall, it's just a love letter to us handheld users. And people are gonna say, well, how come you don't play it on your Xbox or your PlayStation or your PC? Build a PC, bruh. Well, I do have all that, and I do play it on those things. But you know what I can't do with those things? I can't take it on the go. Oh, and just for the record, that's my cat's chair because she gets mad if she doesn't have her own chair to hang out with us when we're, if I'm here gaming or my partner's over there gaming. She needs to have her own chair too. She likes it. Anyways, the main point of this video is I want to showcase Fortnite from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2 and kind of show off the big differences of how much of an upgrade this is for us handheld users with the Switch. Because let me tell you, playing Fortnite on the Switch 1, they were the struggle days. So right off the bat, just check out this mountain view. You got Switch 1. And then you got Switch 2. And if that's not enough to tickle your jimmies, but what about this? That's right, the loading times. Check out the loading times from this one, which is the Switch 1 version. And now check out the loading time getting into a match with the Switch 2 version. Like, it's super easy to spot that difference. The Switch 1 version, you could tell it took a little bit longer. When you load it into the match, your character takes a second to even go into the skin you're using. And then there's times, and I wish I had this recorded. There's times you're loaded up into the match on the Switch 1, and then when you load into the game, you're on the battle bus. Like, what? And then with the Switch 2 version, it loads up more quicker. You're playing with the character that you got selected, or the skin, I should say, and it's just a much smoother experience. It's incredible, And I'm not even trying to knock on the Switch 1 version. I mean, again, it got us through those years, but I mean, the quality is so much better on the Switch 2 for this thing. It's well needed for this game. And, all of this, too, it plays a big part, too, especially, like, with the creator islands. You go down, You have all these lists of games you can choose from that other people have created, whether it's horror games, tycoon games, which is like my favorite. There's all kinds of stuff there, and when you load into these maps on Switch One, it's so like it's not good. I mean, just look for yourselves. And same thing. Like when you load on the Switch 2, you're going to immediately be wowed by that difference from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2. Just take a look. I think one thing that I always found funny too when it came to like the Switch 1 version, like when it came to like when you're in your locker and you're loading up your skins or you're selecting, your loadout and stuff like that, sometimes the characters or the skins that you're loading up into, they won't load up correctly. And even more so like with like the cartoony characters, like they're super low res, so sometimes they just look like a blurry blob, like Peter Griffin or Rick Sanchez. You can kind of see more with them, and like more so with like some of the anime character skins. And then of course on Switch 2, just like that, it immediately just kind of clicks in, and like if you were playing on any other console. So next thing I want to kind of show off between both versions when it comes to the Switch 1 or Switch 2 versions of Fortnite is the fidelity and how much better it looks on the eyes with the Switch 2 version. And again, I'm not trying to narc on the Switch 2 or the Switch 1 version. It did the job. It ran its course. But again, the fidelity on that thing was just potato graphics. And these next clips I'm going to show you is going to be with the paraglider and like some open water areas and the forest areas. And then I'm going to go transition to the Switch 2 clips I got for around that kind of same idea. And you're immediately going to see that difference again of like going from Switch 1, Switch 2, and what that struggle was like back with the Switch 1, and now how great it is with the Switch 2 version. So here are some Switch 1 recorded clips. And then here are some Switch 2 recorded clips. So as you can tell, we've come a long, long way. And it wouldn't be Fortnite without showing off the building. Switch one. And a Switch 2. And you can't forget about the combat. Switch one again. And then, of course, Switch 2. And nobody better judge my gaming when how I do my combat in that game. And that's pretty much that. You know, that is Fortnite on the Switch 2. Obviously, you can tell there's a big boost in performance and fidelity versus the Switch 1. And at the end of the day, the Switch 1 got the job done for that time period. You know, it ran the game natively. It wasn't, you know, through a phone or cloud. It was native on that console. And yes, there was a sacrifice in the performance and the fidelity, but what it made up for was the portability. And again, you could use this while you're on the toilet. You could take it on the bus, to work, to school. You can be lying down, or you can even just have it docked into your TV. You know, and that's what I like about, you know, the Nintendo Switch family of consoles. You can do whatever you want with these consoles. You can take them on the go. You can, you know, do whatever. You play how you want to play. And with the Switch 2, it takes the fun of all that from the Switch 1 and then just upgrades everything. And it's phenomenal. And this is why I'm really excited, you know, we have Fortnite on the Switch 2, especially at launch. Not to mention, they added in mouse control support with the new Joy-Cons. You just, you know, do that kind of little thing, and there you go. Haven't tried it yet myself, but you know, apparently from what I've seen, it works really well. Also, before I forget, for new Switch 2 owners and even future ones, everybody got till March 31st to get this cool little welcome Switch 2 emote in the Fortnite game. And that's pretty much it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.